Hello and welcome to episode 22 of Sunday League to Legend on Football Manager 21. It's a new week of action and Leyland Albion, our created side, are about to enter level 8 for the very first time. After two promotions in succession, including last season, not only North West County's premier success and a trophy, we won the Build Base FA Vars. So our trophy cabinet is certainly bulging at the seams. There has been plenty of news in the off-season, so I've played the whole of the summer. Craig Stanley and Carl Jones have both retired from the game. Two experienced veterans that came in over the last year and a half. Unfortunately, not be with us this season. There is a stadium upgrade at Fox Lane taking place, so one of the stands is going to be shut at the minute while that takes place. We haven't moved to the Lancashire FA County ground this year, not this time. We are still staying at our home of Fox Lane. There have been, of course, plenty of friendlies played so far. As you can see, the majority of them extremely positive, big wins. 7 goals against Kidsgrove and Glossop, 9 against our old rivals Charnock Richard, 10 against Garstang. We even beat Bury AFC, 4 goals to 2. Draws came against the likes of Longridge and FC United. Nothing to worry about there. Blythe Spartans we lost 4 goals to 6. And in our most recent friendly, we beat Llandudno 6 goals to 2. And as you can see, plenty of good performances, especially from our strikers, likes of Lewis Salmon with a hat-trick, Tom Dawson and Brad Weir. Work to be done on the defence. I mean, you'll notice there's only 2 clean sheets, and they came right at the start against Denby and Corwin. Still recruitment to be made in the defensive ranks, I suspect. This season we enter the FA Cup for the first time. We've been drawn in the first preliminary round against Walthamstow. In terms of our league, we are now in the pitching in Isthmian League South Central Division. Not sure why we're in the south, being a club up here in the northwest, but there you go. Build Base FA Vars, we will defend our trophy. We enter the second qualifying round in October, and of course we will participate once again in the North West Counties Cup. That's one that I'm actually hoping to win this year. We've been knocked out disappointingly in the last 2 seasons, so hopefully we can make some inroads just there. In terms of our transfer activity, there has been, of course, plenty of movement, bringing in new players. We only lost one to other clubs, and that's Stephen Skinner, a recent signing. Actually, just at the end of last season, he's off to Thurso on a free transfer. Plenty of players brought in, and we'll sort of go through them as the season progresses, really. Jonty Booch, I think, is a really good player for us. 18 years old. He's got some decent stats to build on. I suspect he'll take his place in midfield as the season goes along. Raj Pallet, now a striker, kind of. It says it's his best position, but strictly speaking, he's a central midfielder. Again, good physicals, and this is what you look for right at the start of a career. Only 18 years old, born in January 2004. Acceleration of 13, agility 14, same for natural fitness and pace. Good determination as well at 14. So plenty to look for there. We are actually paying a wage. This is the chap. 35 years old, Gary Roberts, some much needed experience. We're paying him 120 quid a week. However, he is, in addition, a physio for us. So he's a player stroke physio. I don't think there are many of those around at the moment. We've signed a couple of Roberts, Gary and Cole, Keelan Fallows and Adam Wharton, just to bolster the squad. The key things for us is that we've managed to keep hold of the likes of Tom Dawson and Connor Finlayson, our 2 strikers. Harry Walker as well. Plenty of offers have come in for him. Tommy Lent, a defender. They've all been subject of contract offers from elsewhere, but they have declined those, and they're sticking with us for another year. This is Gary Roberts, his profile. So prior, he was with Chester in the Vanarama North. Didn't make an appearance last season and only won the season before that, but does have quite a decent history, considering that he's been in Vanarama National as recently as 2017-18. Previous career in the Championship with Crewe, League One and League Two. So 35 appearances for Port Vale in 2010-11. Hopefully, some 12 years on, he can provide us with some positive moments. We did really need some experience, some veteran instincts following the retirement of Craig Stanley, really. And that's the sort of role that I suspect he will play in the coming season. Our first game at level 8 is against Marlow. So we have a downpour, of course we do, it's Lancashire here in the northwest. Tommy Lent is suspended and Matt Thornhill is out with a hip injury. I will just show you the predicted league so we can see where we're up against. Staines are the current champions, so they've gone up. I wonder what league they've gone into. Let's have a quick check. They're in the pitching in Southern Premier South. So South mentioned twice. I don't know how we've ended up in the South Central Division. There must be a lot of clubs in the North. It's the only thing that I can suggest. In terms of season preview is what I'm after, because this will tell us. There we go. Leyland Albion predicted 6th in the preview, 9-1. Marlow just behind us in 7th, 11-1. So it should be a pretty tight game at Fox Lane. Hopefully we can do some damage. Tom Dawson there in the key players list, as is Lewis Salmon. So surprising, no Connor Finlayson, despite his over 40 goals last season. Something to look out for as we head into the new campaign. In terms of our starting lineup for the first game, I will just go through it because it's always good to get this done, just in case we look back at the end of the season. Fallows is a new signing. He's our goalkeeper. Matheson reduced to a role on the bench. Mike Corral at right back, pretty faultless last season, played really well. Fallon on the left, new signing, left back. Matt Lawler partners Wharton in central defence. So pretty much 3/4 of a new back line for us. Russo is on the right, he never really seems to let us down. Heslop and Jonty Booch, as mentioned, in central midfield. Josh Ede on the left. Not entirely convinced by him. In pre-season, he's not been brilliant. Scored 1 goal, 2 assists in 5 appearances and 4 substitute games. I do wonder whether it's a league too far for him. You do get these players that once they go up a division, don't quite cut it, and they're probably best suited for the one that you've just been in. His crossing and dribbling is the problem, really. I'd like those to be at least a 10, and he's not quite there. So there is always the option to move Connor Russo out to the left and then bring in Harry Walker on the right, which might be the best thing to do. We are awaiting to see how that goes. Up front, we've got Finlayson and Dawson, our 2 strikers from last season, who warrant selection. Plenty of squad depth this year. As you can see, this chap here is one that I'm excited about. Matt Chris, young Cypriot striker, just 18 years old. I think he could be a decent player. Again, good physicals, and that's what I look for in a young player. Start off with the good physicals and then train them properly to become a better player. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm actually going to place him with Salmon due to his fitness, just for the first fixture. On the bench, we've got the likes of Roberts, the guy we're actually paying a wage to. Sheldon Payne can pretty much play right across the front and basically all across midfield as well. Walker, Dobson as defensive backup. We only usually put one defender on the bench. Marshall, he ended last season playing on the left, so whether that he regains that place in the coming weeks. And then, of course, Salmon there as well. So that is our lineup for the first game at level 8 against Marlow. Now I'm going to go for a quick break, and then I will see you back at Fox Lane for that first fixture as we advertise one of my other projects here on YouTube. I believe this one will be the A-League Rundown, which happens every Sunday. We take basically what happens in the Mariners Massive save, which is broadcast on YouTube, and just talk about all the other clubs in the A-League and find out what's happening with those. Because it's a close league, there's only 12 teams, so there's a bit of scope there for us to find out exactly what's happening with all the other clubs. I will see you at Fox Lane in just a moment. Welcome back. We are here at Fox Lane for the pitching in Isthmian League South Central Division first game of the season. Leyland Albion hosting Marlow, managed by Alex Meacham. And here we go. Referee today is Mark Howes. We've got plenty of feedback from the fans, as always. New assistant manager this year, that is James Dodd. He's come in. Jay Karan, a bit too negative for my liking last season. Not enough personality about him. So we have brought in James Dodd as his replacement. A lot of composure amongst the team. I think that's a good sign to start with as we head over to the kickoff. Not sure we want to display the league table to start with. Not sure that's going to be much use to us. We're just going to encourage the boys from the off. The formation and the system has changed slightly this year. As there's the goal in 25 seconds. You'll see obviously on the left there Fox Lane being rebuilt. That end of the ground. Russo here with the cross, and Finlayson header. Back post, 24 seconds on the clock. Okay, didn't expect that. It's going to be a tight offside call. We'll see the lines on the screen. Not offside. Defender playing him on there. Good finish. Okay, so not even had chance to change the screen. As Marlow come forward. Now Finlayson. Oh, he's going to beat him, isn't he? Russo through. Russo strikes. Oh, it's a good save, though, by the goalkeeper. Yeah, as I was saying, Fox Lane, we are adding a couple of 100 seats again. So, and as a result, that just means that that stand isn't going to be in use for the coming games. I think if Finlayson and Dawson, the likes of, do send the ball over the bar over there, I think it'll be quite the run for one of the ball boys to go and collect it again. As Dawson comes forward, and there's the ball, straight over. Not sure who provided it back for us, but that's always a good sign. Chesh Hunt have taken the lead. Once again, it's going to be a league of some really good team names. As Dawson now forward again. Is he going to unleash the strike? No, but it's Booch, as in the mighty Booch. Yeah, that's going to work. As Rugby take the lead. So an entire code, a professional game, entering the world of football. They've taken the lead through Freddie Draper, away at Chertsey. This is what I mean, these team names. Corner delivery. Oh, it's just wide as well, isn't it? Yeah, as always, we worked on those in pre-season. Booch forward. Booch strikes over the bar. And so far, 8 shots by the Albion, none for Marlow. And again, it's a dangerous corner. Corral's going to send it back into Russo. Can he do anything from there? We can win another corner. Always worth it. There is a burger van down there. No? I do notice. Oh, it looks to be a pretty good game for us here, doesn't it? First 20 minutes have flown by. with Leyland Albion on top against level 8 opposition. We did actually play quite well against a team from this level last season. We of course played #United in the Build Base FA Vars on our way to winning that competition. Don't know if that's been mentioned as Finlayson goes through. His shot blocked though, and now it's up to Marlow to counter. Can they get any joy? No, it's cleared. Good defending. And now Booch. Good clearance by the Marlow defence. Tell you what, the Albion are on top as Rugby take a 2-goal lead now through Freddie Draper. Booch with the booking on the half hour. It's always going to be the problem, I think. We do tend to encourage our midfielders to dive in somewhat. Another corner though. Tell you what, if you've put a bet on the overs for corners, you're probably going to get a payout here. There's Russo again, and it's Finlayson. What a combination. Any thought of moving him to the left and Harry Walker coming in on the right? It's fast becoming a memory, isn't it? Look at the time. He's got so much time and space. He's got to graze cattle out there. Finlayson, nice cushioned volley. Just low cross to the far post. We do low crosses. That is the instruction. As there's plenty of goals going in a league that I'm going to struggle to say all season. Big cross in, this time by Finlayson. And Russo Dawson working well to get a shot off. Hertford have taken the lead. As there's a good claim, Heslop through to Finlayson. Is it his hat-trick? It's his hat-trick. 37 minutes on the clock and he's already got his hat-trick. His 50th goal for Leyland Albion. Signed from AFC Blackpool on a free transfer, of course. He saw where the grass was greener, and the grass is greener here at Fox Lane. Marlow getting things underway now. I mean, this is game over, isn't it? Can we get some more goals? Ede, who's not really done much, but hasn't really had to, as Finlayson draws another save out of the goalkeeper. Russo now working with Corral on the right. It's a cross in. Oh, and it's a good effort by Booch. Just shot just narrowly off target there. This will take us to the top of the league already, above the likes of Cheshunt and Rugby. So, Leyland Albion, better than Rugby, is the headline that I'm seeing there. As here come Marlow, though. We do have a bit of a soft centre. We're a bit of a caramel in that regard. As now Russo through, but it gets cleared out to Corral. Marauding right back, and this is the counter for Marlow. No, he's there again, is Corral. Good play by him. Russo upfield, likes to run with the ball. Oh, it's Miles that blocks the shot this time. 2 minutes of additional time to be played at the end of the first half, as the fourth official earns half his match fee. Difficult job for a fourth official, to be fair, sitting beside two managers, both of whom at various times of the game are going to accuse the officials of bias against their team. So all respect to, I've met a few fourth officials in my time, and I can tell you they're always pretty nice blokes. Half time, just encourage the boys to carry on. More of the same, really. We will take Finlayson off probably about 10 minutes into the second half, just give him a bit of a run out, and then bring him off as Clark is adjudged offside. First shot for Marlow, first one on target, it looks like. Heslop with the free kick. That's going over, isn't it? Not good enough really from him. The one thing I have tried to do this season is try and make us a little bit more difficult to beat at the back, as Finlayson grabs his fourth. And at this stage, I think it's now time to just take him off. Let's bring on Lewis Salmon, who obviously was a big part of that key players team that we saw earlier in the season preview. Fallon with the ball over the top. Finlayson runs onto it, and he's not going to make any mistakes from there, is he? Goalkeeper, to be fair, stands upright for as long as he possibly can before having to go down. As Walton Abbey, how lovely. They're ahead against Bedford Sports, an away lead there at the Bedfont Sports Recreation Ground. While Tooting have now brought it back to a Desmond. A 2-2 scoreline against Cheshunt. That's impressive by them. Goal kick here for Brown, for Marlow. Big ball over the top. We're doing quite well there, aren't we? As Russo just fires the ball into the stand. It is 4-0. It's 10 minutes into the second half. And Marlow could counter here. Ball's right at the back for them. No, it's aimless, isn't it? Fallon is going to gobble that up all day long. But it's a case of what can he do from there? Dawson through now. But fires straight at Brown. I expect a bit better from old Tom Dawson there. Being a bit overshadowed here by his strike partner. As you can see with the 4 goals. As there's a late challenge there from our defence. Get the ball clear for a corner. Take that every time rather than a goal. As Dawson, a bit aimless upfield. I don't think he's playing well as Dawson, and he's just been yellow carded. I am going to take off Booch, has to be said. I know that people are going to say that I've mispronounced his name. It should be Boach or something like that. I'm not interested. He's Booch in my world. Dawson is having a good game apparently. 7.1 rating. So I'll leave him out there. As Roberts, our central midfielder, enters the field. This game is, I should say, being recorded. It's now Saturday morning, and it's into the final knockings of a pretty excellent A-League game. Today, the A-League has once again provided some good highlights. Brisbane Roar just defeated Melbourne Victory early this morning. Set your alarms off at 6 o'clock on a Saturday. And now it's Macarthur holding Western Sydney Wanderers to a 2-2 draw in Campbelltown in what is a bit of a cow pitch, to be honest. It's cutting up quite badly, and it's not really helping the Wanderers who want to get it down and play a bit of football. They have, of course, got it back to 2-2 though. And the RBB in the background, I can just see bouncing away there. They're loving it. As a corner is taken with just a few minutes to go. Back here at Fox Lane, of course, much more important, we've got Marlow on the ball. Let's see if they can mount an attack and get a goal back. If they do, might just invoke a bit of panic and a bit of worry in the Albion team there. Good play by them, it has to be said, to get a shot off. And it is Rory Smith with the goal. We are back to 4-1. Chaps, just need to remind you of your responsibilities. No need for that, really. The old defensive worries are coming back. First game of the season, and I'm already a little bit nervous about our defence. But, of course, a great performance by our strikers. You know, we're 4-1 up now. That's nothing to be too concerned about. Entering into the final 11 minutes. Rugby, it has to be said though, must be on a bigger scoreline than ours. Connor Russo coming off as Sholing take the lead against Northwood. Another corner here. Peel Evans with the delivery, and it's cleared upfield. It's going to come straight back through from Peel Evans, now Welsh. Oh, there it is again. Lack of concentration at the back. Rory Smith with a second goal. There's just no need for it, lads. Right, I'm not messing about anymore. Dawson is indeed coming off. On comes Ryan Dobson. Oh, how many substitutions have I made? Okay, one more than I thought I'd made. That's what's happened. Right, Dawson is dropping back into midfield. We'll put him as a defensive midfield just for the moment. As we move across, Lewis Salmon. I'm just going to swap. I think it's going to be Gary Roberts actually into the defensive midfield role. Dawson can stay central. I'm also going to take off our attacking mentality. Let's put it a cautious one. As Waltham Abbey now lead Bedfont Sports by 3-0. Rugby and Chertsey now 5-3. What a game there at Alwyn's Lane. Northwood are back in it. A 1-1 now as we enter extra time. And there was a chance there for our opponents. But we should see this game out 4-2. I can confirm that is the scoreline. MacArthur versus Western Sydney Wanderers. As the full-time whistle goes, and little Charlie there can celebrate. Good lad. Great performance by Connor Finlayson. Very pleased indeed. There we go. Look at a sea of green just there. So I just want to thank you for joining me for today. The same format is going to continue for probably the next few months, to be honest, where we've got games on a Monday and a Wednesday here on Sunday League to Legend. So do join us and continue to see whether Leyland Albion can make our climb up the league. Thank you for joining me.